So, due to a calendar snafu fuck up, we're having two videos today. X-Men was released in 2000, directed by Bryan Singer, starring Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, Halle Berry, and Anna Paquin. And yeah, so Deadpool and Wolverine comes out in July. I'm very excited for it. I have a Deadpool shirt and everything. And I've really enjoyed the X-Men franchise. Leading up to Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm going to be doing the X-Men movies every Monday, every week, until that movie releases. We're going to call this Marvel Mondays, and I'm really hoping to make this a thing on my channel. Just have a Marvel review every Monday. And yeah, I'm really excited to do it. I thought that starting this week would give me enough time to review all of them before Deadpool. Nope, I was supposed to start last week, so because of my screw up, we are having two reviews today. So the second X-Men movie should be out later on today, so be on the lookout for that. But here's my review for the original X-Men. And for anybody who has been living under a rock or whatever, the original X-Men is a very, very important movie for a lot of reasons. Way back then, Marvel was not seen as a viable source of income. It was honestly on the verge of bankruptcy, and three movies really salvaged Marvel. The first one was Blade. That is what really saved Marvel. However, this movie and then Sam Raimi's Spider-Man are what really cemented the deal that Marvel was definitely a box office draw. And that's easy to forget these days with the huge success of the MCU and the lesser success of the Venom movies. It's very easy to forget that these movies were a huge risk at the time. So let's go ahead and dive into this review, starting off with the good of what makes this movie so damn good. And there's a lot to love in this movie. First of all, you get so many great castings. First, you have Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier. Absolutely iconic, synonymous with the character at this point. I love Patrick Stewart. He's a fantastic actor, and I really love him as Professor Xavier. Yes, all these movies took a lot of liberties with the characters, but I still think everybody was casted pretty damn well for the most part. And Professor Xavier is top notch. Patrick Stewart and Professor Xavier, they're just synonymous with each other at this point. Now, I don't know what people think of this casting specifically. Well, these next two that I'm going to mention. But I really liked James Marsden as Cyclops in this movie. I thought that he was likable. I thought he was a fun screen presence. And James Marsden is just one of those actors who's kind of an underrated actor. I really liked him as Cyclops here. I really liked his back and forth with Wolverine. And trust me, I'm going to get to Wolverine. But I really liked his back and forth with Wolverine. I thought he had a fun screen presence. And I also really liked Anna Paquin as Rogue in this movie. I thought she was fantastic. Another character, I loved her chemistry with Wolverine. They're kind of like inseparable in this movie. They meet up at a bar and they pretty much get taken in by the X-Men at the same time. They're both fantastic characters, and I really loved Anna Paquin in this role. It's kind of a shame that she was kind of just sidelined in the later films, but that's aside from my point. I still really liked her. I thought she did a great job. And then you got Ian McKellen as Magneto, just like Patrick Stewart as Xavier, absolutely synonymous with the character. I do kind of prefer Michael Fassbender's version from the later films, but we'll get to that later. But I love Ian McKellen as Magneto. He's so sinister, yet he's sympathetic. I love this casting. He's fantastic. And I really love his back and forth with Professor Xavier. Obviously, it helps the fact that Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are best friends in real life. So seeing them play these best friends and enemies at the same time, absolutely fantastic, unmatched chemistry between those two. They are absolutely fantastic. But obviously, the main best casting in this movie, and been proven time and time again, is going to be Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I mean, this guy, if you want to talk about synonymous, Hugh Jackman is the epitome of synonymous with the character. I even back in this time, back in 2000, apparently casting Hugh Jackman as Wolverine was a huge risk at the time. I was only like 1 year old at the time, so I'm not old enough to remember any of that drama. But apparently casting him was a huge risk at the time, and it really paid off. You could definitely tell in later films, this casting definitely paid off. Hugh Jackman is fantastic in the role. For his first outing as the character, he's great. I love him in this movie. Aside from the characters, you get some really great action sequences. Sure, they're a little dated for today's standards, maybe, but I still really, really love the action in this movie, especially on the third act on the Statue of Liberty. Fantastic. And you get some great visual effects. Even by today's standards, the visual effects really hold up, in my opinion. Not so much with some of the later movies in this franchise, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I really, really love the action. The story is great. It's pretty much a live action version of a classic X-Men episode. I just really love it. That's about all for the good. On to the bad. And there's a few things that just don't really hold up for me. First of all, Halle Berry as Storm in this movie specifically. She's not terrible, but she's not my favorite character in this movie. I don't know why, but her performance just feels a little off in this movie. She's better in the rest of the movies, but I just wasn't a fan of her in this movie specifically. And also the handling of Sabretooth here. Now, Tyler Mane is a great actor. I love his physical performances, and he's got the look down for Sabretooth. Like, perfect. He looks absolutely amazing. But I don't know. Something about this portrayal of Sabretooth just wasn't exactly my cup of tea. Maybe it's just the fact that he doesn't really do much, and he doesn't really talk either. But either way, that's about all for the bad. On to the final thoughts. I really love this movie. It's very important for Marvel and Marvel fans as a whole. Yeah, X-Men is a great film. It really holds up even to this day. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on X-Men. Have you seen this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Deadpool and Wolverine? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.